Empowering digital workplaces. Better communication, greater creativity. In 2017, Ricoh created Empowering Digital Workplaces, promising customers to connect people to information faster and more conveniently to improve communication and creativity. Inspired by the Sunai spirit of love your neighbor, love your country, love your work, since 1936, Ricoh continually thinks about how to help people work more creatively and achieve more satisfying lives. The first Japanese copy machine transformed the workplace, helping people to transmit information quickly and accurately without the time-wasting tedium of endlessly reproducing business documents. The first fax machine extended information transmission beyond the limits of hand-to-hand delivery to connect people across cities, countries, and the world in mere seconds. Both these breakthroughs were the birth of what is now recognized as office automation. Simple document creation, duplication, and delivery evolved into an endless series of workplace innovations that are changing the entire workflow of copying, printing, information communication, storage, and search. As times change and technology advances, there are still many complex worker, societal, and social interaction challenges to be solved by Ricoh, continuing to think about people to provide solutions that enhance their communication and creativity. Ricoh's value of empowering digital workplaces transforms business thinking into workable ideas that connect society in new sustainable value chains.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is with much pleasure to welcome you and have you with us in Ricoh Singapore's webinar. My name is Gladys Wong, and I am from the Corporate Planning and Marketing. Digital transformation can be defined as the process of utilizing modern technology to create new or modify existing business processes, culture, and customer experience. This reimagining of business in a digital age requires organization to be equipped with the necessary tools to keep up with competitors and to meet changing market requirements. This type of transformation transcends traditional roles like sales, marketing, and customer service. Its primary concerns are with how organizations think about and engage with customers. With the incorporation of new technology, organizations can now re-examine how they carry out their business. This will open new doors for significant growth and can allow them to greatly increase their customer experience and branch out into industries that were never thought possible. This pandemic has shown us many great examples of early adopters that have taken a leadership role in digitalization, and by transforming their processes, these early adopters have continued to provide their services to bring their existing audience as well as to a wider audience. But where do we start? And what are the obstacles to get the process going? Is it just a confirmation, an email approval, or just a signature? So today we shall learn how we can automate our process workflow to ensure critical business process continue to move forward efficiently while keeping tab on compliancy. Before we begin, here are some Zoom keeping rules. You are muted by default. If you'd like to raise a point or question, please post them on the Q&A box. Towards the end of the presentation, we have a Q&A session which you can post your questions in the Q&A box, and our presenters will try their best to answer you. Also to note that this session will be recorded. Now, before I introduce our panel speakers today, we want to do a quick poll of only one question. On the pop-up, you will see, yes, on the pop-up, you will see the poll. Answer them now. So in the meantime, let me introduce our speakers. It is my privilege to have Ms. Mehdi Bautista, who is ASEAN Enterprise Business and Partners Sales Manager from HelloSign. Mehdi has been in the IT business for more than 15 years and works primarily through channels and leads partners in helping customers from small medium enterprise to large enterprise in their growing digital transformation journey. Joining her today is Ashad Drona, calling in from San Francisco. Thank you, Asha, for joining us today. I believe the time now in San Fran is 12 midnight. Ashad leads APAC channel and business development for HelloSign. He has over with him 15 years of experience in business development, product program management, business process consulting, strategy, and operations management. And with us today, we have Ricoh Singapore is Anthony Chai, lead business development consultant with 25 years of experience in providing consultancy on end-to-end IT solutions and services to the corporate clients. Anthony provides consultancy spanning from IT solutions and services in IT, hardware and software, communication services, video surveillance, to implementation of workplace safety and digital workspace management technology and services. Right. And now let us launch the poll results. Okay, what do we have here? We have 37% that still use paper and pen for sign off. Wow, that's quite a high number. We try to shrink that down, yeah? Use free software, but compliancy issue, free software. Use licensed product. Although it's 90%, good start, getting there. Don't know where to start, 2%. Yes, you're in the right place today. We shall lead the way by sharing with you how to start. Okay, without further ado, let me invite Anthony to kickstart the session. Anthony, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehdi. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anthony Chai, Lead Business Development Consultant with Ricoh Singapore. Allow me to kickstart the webinar by introducing Ricoh Agile Workspace Experience. There are two critical challenges faced by businesses today. One, pushing up business performance and profitability. Secondly, ensuring safety of our human capital. Building resilience and adaptable workplaces and workflows is something that many companies struggle to get right. There are many platforms to integrate, so many use cases to navigate. Then there is this remote versus local work and an endless demand for creative hybrid solutions. Look no further. Our agile work experiences are built upon a platform that creates a seamless and importantly, secure work ecosystems for your people, giving them the ability to focus on building a better future for your company while they work with confidence. Ricoh is a single partner who can integrate your current technology stack and fill in the gaps with best-in-class partner solutions, all brought together in an interface that makes everything easy to monitor and manage. In simple terms, we are putting together workplace, workflow, and worker seamlessly to build an agile work experience. Digital transformation. What's the hype and why the hype? For one, it is the name that everyone wants to be associated with. Investments in digital transformation initiatives have rocketed since COVID-19. Organizations have pivoted to entirely new business models to support flexibility, efficiency, and cost control. Mission-critical services of all kinds are being digitized, like online shopping experiences, remote learning, example webinars, online courses, medical care through telemedicine, or automated supply chain optimization. While 2020 wasn't easy for any organization, those that are thriving have embraced a digital service mindset. So how do successful organizations transform their business? Digital transformation is a journey that requires a cultural, technological, and operational shift that puts the end user experience at the forefront. Migrating applications to cloud-first infrastructure and delivering services digitally, organizations have more freedom to adapt to customer and business needs. But where to start? What are the critical steps required to begin this journey? You are here today to learn how you can take your first step towards digitizing your workflow. That is E-Signatory. Productivity. With E-Signatory, you can significantly increase productivity. In economic terms, it is the measurement of output per unit of input. To businesses, it is about getting important things done consistently. We shall explore this in my next slide. Lastly, compliance. Compliance is a set of standards, requirements, and guidelines to ensure quality output. Let's look at Singapore legality on E-Signatory in a short while. Under ISO 9001, it is a specific requirement to improve processes. Today, we are examining productivity with internal stakeholders and external stakeholders. To internal stakeholders, through your employees may be working remotely, contracts, agreements, and other important documents still need to be signed and approved by multiple parties. Documents may require simultaneous and sequential signatory. For external stakeholders, imagine trying to meet cutoff time for documents that needs amendments and requires official sign-off. Such paper-based processes won't get the job done in the required time frame. Using pen and paper for signing of documents are time-consuming manual tasks. With the increase in remote and hybrid workers, such practices can turn business into a crawl. Let's look at compliance. Singapore was one of the first few countries in the world to introduce legislation to enable electronic commerce. Singapore Electronic Transactions Act, or in short form, ETA, was enacted in 1998. Electronic Signature Law. Electronic Transaction Act, or ETA in short, defines that information shall not be denied legal effect, validity, or enforceability solely on the ground that's in the form of electronic record. For 2 decades, E-Signatory is recognized as part of the legality portion. In summary, if you are still using manual processes like using paper and pen for signing off documents, you know how time-consuming this manual task can be. On top of this, there are paper and stationery as well as postage costs. Given the current increasing trend of remote and hybrid working, such practices can turn business into a crawl. It's difficult and challenging to get physical documents signed off, not to mention to meet the required timeline. Worst case scenario, by not empowering your employees with the right digital tools, employees will turn to free unlicensed software to help them get their required e-signatures so that they can meet the required timeline, thus facing security challenges from uploading scanned copies to get e-signatures. Do not allow your employees to choose the lesser of the two evils. That is, to be reprimanded for not meeting deadlines or using free unlicensed software. The key area of focus when it comes to supporting your remote workforce is to ensure employees have access to the right tools, information, and system. Now I shall hand over to Gladys.
Thank you, Anthony, for the detailed description and explanation of an agile workplace experience for a digital world on what it means to have an automated workflow and the challenges faced by many who are still using manual work processes. So now, let me welcome Mehdi to join us in this panel discussion. Hello, Mehdi. Hi,
Hi, good
hi.
afternoon.
Good
Thanks, Gladys.
afternoon. Hi. Right. Let's kickstart our first question. Anthony, what does digital transformation really mean for business leaders today?
Going digital is basically to make business sustainable. What does it mean by that? Simply put it, what we are unable to do traditionally now can be done via digital means. And with automated business process, we can continue to be of service to our customers because technology makes it happen, thus ensuring business sustainability.
Right. Thank you, Anthony. Good point to chew on. While companies are trying to onboard some form of digitalization, I'm sure there are barriers to digital transformation. Mehdi, what do you think are the barriers that usually block the path to digital transformation, in this case, especially adopting e-signature?
Thank you so much, Gladys. Well, many companies are still reluctant to move to electronic signature because primarily security. But I want to discuss this because for HelloSign, security is #1 priority. It is very critical that the electronic signature solution have three things: bank level security, detailed audit trail, and authentication. I'm not going to discuss the technicality, but all the communications with e-signature solution are safeguarded by encryption. And we use SSL layer or SSL encryption, meaning to say the documents are also encrypted with unique key. Second thing I mentioned is the bank level security. This is to assure that the data gathered from audit trails are authentic and authentication is trustworthy. And last is the audit trail. Because for HelloSign, for this electronic signature, it creates a comprehensive and non-editable transaction trail. And whether you're going to ask me if it's admissible to the court, yes, it is. Because we track the actions performed from sending the document and also completed for signature, including the timestamps, IP, and user agent. And earlier, Anthony also mentioned about Electronic Transaction Act. The authenticity is easier to prove. In fact, thanks for the built-in digital audit trails. So this case, courts are sometimes charged with establishing whether the signature is valid and if it is attributing to the signer. But we don't stop here because e-signatures provide a level of evidence which give you more significant trustworthy evidence. And that will become like security, or that way you will have tons of data to back you up. And when it comes to rule of law, because signature or the documents or the requirement is satisfied in relation to electronic signature or record, if the method is used, #1, identifies the person. Is he authorized? Second, indicates the person intention, why the person is signing, and that becomes reliable. I will gonna move to my second challenge, or the challenges I've heard from many customers. Because company management thinks that electronic signature will require a lot of effort. And e-signature doesn't really require any technical expertise because a document can be signed easily in a minute you can just use the online PDF. The person can sign instantly. That helps to speed up the process and streamline your business transaction. And that make a possible positive impact on the company profitability. The third thing or the third challenges is that about the cost. In reality, the result or it has the great result for the cost savings because you are eliminating the paper document and it is very substantial. And you can save also resources, not to mention the manpower or the man hours spent, sending mails, especially if you are sending it to international. If the document is also very confidential, you have to add also insurance and express, right? So how you manage it? Well, this will become the consideration because after also completing the signature, how you will manage the signed document, you also need to think of storage and archiving it. So why we take the risk with wet ink or pen and paper when you can do it online in minutes?
Right. Thank you, Mady, for expounding on the barriers. It is really very insightful. So, Anthony, please share with us on one, where should business start with their digital transformation journey? Two, in the case of e-signatory, how should companies go about scoping what they require for their business and employee work process flow, as well as the best practice to follow? Do also share on Ricoh's role in the customer's transformation journey.
Okay, to start off, where should business start with their digital transformation journey? To provide for an agile workforce within an agile workplace, it is necessary for office to reconsider the integration of people, technology, and space in office workplace to support agile workers and hybrid work style. Ricoh Digital Workplace Services based on our four main pillars: smart and safe workplace, remote workers solution, process automation, and cloud infrastructure will support customers to unlock their opportunities. Next question. In the case of E-Signatory, how should companies go about scoping what they require for their business and employee work process flow, as well as best practices? Okay. We shall go to the next slide, which is the 7 best practices steps to follow. Number 1, create a practical checklist of everything that requires a signature, including types of documents, procurement agreement, NDAs, statement of work, quotations, HR onboarding, offer letter, contract, finance forms, etc. Point number 2, check for any company restrictions and overseas element. Point 3, ensure there is up-to-date and easily accessible authorized signatory list. Point 4, create a formal internal e-signature procedure policy and consider adding any compliance measures. Number 5, have a list of e-signature software criteria, example, features to look for in-sign to, and possible integrations to LOB app such as CRM or ERP, HR app, accounting app, etc. Point 6, check on volume of documents or number of signature requests. Lastly, then measure the process duration before signature is completed. Having a good understanding of your signature workflow will help you understand what you need to drive process automation. Okay, please share Ricoh's role to customers' transformation journey. Okay. The best example to showcase is to demonstrate how it's done by walking the talk. Ricoh Singapore took the lead by adopting agile workplace and workforce. Today, in Ricoh Singapore office, you get to see an empowered digital workplace with technology solutions. The 2 key elements aim at optimizing space usage and boosting productivity, namely activity-based working, or in short ABW, we call it concept, a suite of smart office solutions with an ecosystem of data-driven hardware and software for creating agile digital workplace space within the ABW scheme. In terms of best practice, Ricoh Singapore has prided itself by providing a resilience and successful transformation from this pandemic, whereby we are no longer constrained by a physical workplace with manual work processes. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to a live office tour to experience the integration of tech into the workplace. You can email us at corporate@ricoh.sg to book your slot.
Thank you, Anthony. From what we hear today, having the right digital tools is essential to keep the business moving in a digitalized economy. In today's webinar, e-signatory is the first step that companies need to onboard, because every company will need to sign off documents, HR related, finance, invoicing, delivery order, involving many internal as well as external stakeholders. So, Mehdi, do companies need to implement this solution for the entire organization, because everyone is involved in signing documents one way or another?
Thanks, Gladys. I think this is really very important questions, right? Because we are transforming, or we are helping a company or your organization to transform. E-signature solution is fairly easy to implement and deploy from the technical point of view. However, in my experience, and also working with customers, right, and partners, small initial rollout can help you work through any bottlenecks in the system or before you expand across organization. And Anthony shared also some checklists, right? That's really also very helpful when you implement and decide whether you have to implement it across or all users, right, or employees. Your company should also prioritize digital signing candidates. I think that's the better approach as well. Once businesses have a framework and achieve repeatable process, it is a rinse and repeat approach. So get some champions on board, like to identify maybe each department, to get ready, and then all these new users, probably when they experience, they show to their peers how useful the e-signature solution or any technology that you want to adopt, right, can make adoption process much smoother. So, and become successful. Let me bring some of the use cases or case studies in Singapore. And I am extremely happy because I am part of their transformation journey and with their success, and I can share more learnings too. So one I would like to share is the Yichi Jitsuyo Asia Group. So this is a subsidiary of Japan Trading Company, Daiichi Jitsuyo Corporation and Limited. And it has the Asia headquarters in Singapore. And the main challenge or problem they have is it's low and very expensive for their international signing, because they always ship all these paper documents to their head office or the big office in Japan. And they always include insurance definitely and express for shipping. I believe they also mentioned in when they share the use big shipping company also, I think DHL. So Daiichi sending sales quotes, contracts, completion reports, delivery, all these different documents across international borders. And the process is always long, slow, and they have to send original documents also and wait for the person to sign. And prior to pandemic, everybody is having like domestic business trips. So a few steps that they did before they started using HelloSign, they also assess different electronic signature available in the market. They do some estimation of the volume, how many requests of signatures or documents they have to send each month, and it keeps increasing. After they evaluated all this, like some work they have done, they concluded that HelloSign is the best solution that they have to implement. And what is next for them? Since they started in Singapore, they integrate also with Dropbox, so that's a good thing because they want to fully automate their process or the workflow. They will roll out HelloSign internationally in different offices. So they start with small and expanded to different offices. Another case study that I have or customers who share their experience is Entrust. They offer professional services in area of advisory, accountancy, tax, corporate secretariat, all these services, right? And the challenge they have, they drop customer satisfaction because same thing, slow process and very manual signing process. They reduce 2 weeks signatory process down to 1 day, or most of the time half a day only, because they can get the signature instantly. They eliminated cost of printing, average 500 pieces of papers per transaction. That's really a lot. So the founder of this company and trust jump-started his firm to move towards being 100% digital. And one of the most critical piece of the transition is moving away from the cost. It's all about the cost. And luckily, Entrust was one step ahead of the compared to other accounting firms in Asia. The third case study that we have is ISCA, Institute of Singapore Standard Chartered Accountants. But for this one, we want to play the video to hear from them.
Meet Edmund, Head of Infocom Technology and Management at ISCA.
My name is Edmund Liu, and I'm the Head of IT at the Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants, short for ISCA.
ISCA used to rely on traditional pen and paper signatures, then everything changed.
With this pandemic, it's actually a digital transformation driver whereby it actually accelerates all our digital transformation process.
Enter HelloSign, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage legally binding e-signatures.
We are able to get our signatories as fast as the same day itself.
By digitizing the signature process, ISCA's workforce could sign documents from anywhere, even faster than before.
We actually save a lot of time and effort with HelloSign. Productivity has increased tremendously. Time is saved and it's done quicker. Everyone started using HelloSign and we didn't look back.
Not to mention, they reduced their paper usage by 10,000 pages per month.
When I send a document out for approval, I will just put it to the back of my head because HelloSign will do the rest of the tracking on my behalf.
No wonder HelloSign became ISCA's go-to platform for signing documents. Join the millions of people using HelloSign to do business faster.
Thank you, Mehdi and Anthony, for the lively discussion. We have come to the end of this panel discussion, and I am sure everyone is looking forward to see how HelloSign actually works. Now, let me invite Ashad to showcase the capabilities of HelloSign. Dropping a bit hint here to everybody, pay extra attention to the demo because there is a quiz coming up with attractive prizes to be won. Ashad, please.
Can you hear me now? Perfect. I think you can now. So let me go back and share my screen. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Glad, as well as Anthony and Mehdi, my colleague out there. So first of all, a great discussion, loved it, and it's a perfect segue to get into a discussion about HelloSign itself. So let me introduce HelloSign to you. So HelloSign was acquired way back in 2019, to be more precise, somewhere around February, and it helps the customers to easily send, sign, and store the most important business agreements. These are documents which are near and dear to you, and we help them, help you as well as help these documents to complete faster, and that's like 80% faster. So that's HelloSign for you. And somebody did mention speed equals to success, and that's why this question came up. How quickly your business responds to and close agreements can mean the difference between thriving and just surviving. Of course, in today's world, especially during the COVID timeframe, everybody's in a survival mode. What if you want to thrive? Of course, you want to thrive, and you can thrive based on all those digitization steps, what you take for your company, and the objectives which have been assigned to you. That's why HelloSign is here to help you out, to help you to jump onto the bandwagon of digitization. IDC did say businesses estimate that they are losing 11 to 15% of the deals due to poor transaction management. And that's why meet HelloSign. It'll help you automate and manage your documents transactions. So we have 3 SKUs out here, just to call out, we have 3 SKUs. Number 1 is HelloSign API. If you have HRMS or CRM or ERP, you want to integrate HelloSign, and HelloSign API is way to go. So very easy integration. You can do it within few days as compared to weeks of our competition out there. So it's very, very easy API product. Second is HelloSign web app. This thing is a really, really great product because you don't have to really code out here. Just go to hellosign.com and upload a document and send it out for signature. So I'm going to be giving a demo on web app today, and we'll just get into that in like a few minutes now. By the way, web app does support per seat as well as per transaction model. When it comes to per seat, we do support unlimited sending of these documents. So yes, absolutely right. There's no cap on those documents. We do support unlimited when you buy per seat plan. So that's a really good USP for us. Third one is HelloSign for Salesforce. That means if you're using Salesforce, just go and authenticate your account of HelloSign and then start sending those documents from Salesforce itself. Very good, easy integration, absolutely no coding required, and it's a native integration. Jumping on to the benefits, agreements and transactions around them must be digital, as Anthony said, and I totally 100% agree on that. So number one, faster time to revenue, increased conversion, stronger defensibility, reduce costs, higher quality, and of course, speed. So it could be any use case out there because business is built on agreements. It could be a sales contract, it could be employment document, it could be NDAs, and so many documents out there which can be e-signed. And HelloSign is a perfect way to go to get these documents signed. So I want to bring up one perspective of the public out there who are actually giving this good ratings to HelloSign. So there are three publicly traded companies: HelloSign, DocuSign, and Adobe Sign. So G2 Crowd is one platform out there. Those who have bought HelloSign, they can go and give a feedback about HelloSign and plus other products. So this is the data which has been gathered by different categories. So would you recommend HelloSign? People said yes. Ease of doing business, they said yes. And how easy it is to use, you will see right on top, right? So ease of use is way up there. And actually, I'll talk about that because we completely believe in simplification theme. And it's a very, very simple product to understand. Ease of admin, again, yes. And support quality as well as yes. So this is all publicly available information. So you can go to G2 Crowd and look at it. So this is what we outrank when it comes to legacy incumbents. Jumping onto security, security is the topmost priority for us. So that's why all communication is encrypted in transit, as well as data is encrypted at rest as well. All documents are stored in AES 256-bit encryption. What it means is the bank level security. And we do have audit trails out there, which will keep a complete transaction log out there. And we'll see the demo itself. We'll see all the document transaction captured in that audit trail itself. We do have SOC 2 Type 2 compliance as well as HIPAA compliant. Plus, we are hosted on Amazon Web Services, and that is also ISO 27001. So all the regulations are in place, and we are a perfect fit for you. Whosoever is using pen and paper, you can easily jump onto HelloSign, and trust me, it'll make your life much, much better. So differentiators, best in class in user experience, award-winning customer service, faster rate of innovation. So we release every 2 weeks. So all these innovation comes in every 2 weeks. So you have faster time to revenue, as well as faster time to new features, which will be loaded out there as part of the every release. Enterprise grade security and privacy controls. Plus we have a great deep integration with Dropbox itself. So yes, we do have a deep integration. I will not be covering as part of the demo, but if you have Dropbox, you want to send these documents out from Dropbox itself, you can just go ahead and select the document and send it out from Dropbox itself. It's great integration. And with that, I will quickly jump onto my demo. So this is my production account. So this is hellosign.com. There are multiple ways to log in out here. We do support SAML 2.0. We do support Google as well as Dropbox as a login, a single sign-on. We do support Okta, Active Directory, as well as one login. So there are multiple ways you can do it. Out here, I have logged in through my HelloSign account. It's a demo account, but yeah, you can definitely leverage different ways to do it. And with respect to signing documents, there are a few features out here, but I will quickly jump onto the send or sign or send. So let's click on this, and I'm going to be uploading a file out here. So on this screen, there are four steps, and this is a use case. So I'll upload a file, which is basically a PDF file, and I will allocate this file for the signers. That means the recipients needs to sign this document, and then we will tell HelloSign where I need the signature from these recipients. Then we'll review and send this document out. I'll be sending it to my colleague, Mehdi. I will also send it to myself so that I can show you how the experience looks like from a sender's perspective, which is this account, And then I will show you from different account as a recipient's perspective or the signer's perspective. So that's a use case we're trying to achieve here. So let me go ahead and upload this NDA. And this is a PDF file. You'll see it'll quickly get uploaded. We do support multiple file formats. So if you have a requirement of document or docx, PPT, JPEG, HTML, we do support all these file formats. Very, very easy. Just upload it like this. And you can definitely bring in a file from your favorite cloud storage provider. It could be Dropbox, OneDrive, it could be Google Drive as well. So we do support other sources as well, or you can drag and drop right here. Very, very simple. Let's move on to the second step. I'm adding signers. So I'm adding my colleague out here, Mehdi. So Mehdi's email ID has been entered, and plus I'm going to add in my Dropbox email ID, and that's Dropbox email ID of mine. So Mehdi has few options out here. If you see this, we can add as a signer, as a sender from the sender's perspective. I can add some signer authentication. That means I can add a security code out here. I can say, hey, Mehdi, the security code for you is 1234. When she receives the document through an email, she needs to enter this 1234 code to access the document and then sign it. So this is more an added security layer, what we've added. And if you want to add an OTP code, you can key in a phone number. This is my US phone number, but of course you can enter any phone number out there in whatever geo we have. So if you put in the phone number, OTP code will be sent to the phone while trying to open the document. That OTP code needs to be entered, and that's where you can secure your document. That's another way to do it. But of course, I'm going to make it very, very simple and remove that feature right now, but we can definitely support that. If you have a requirement of having attachments, so for sure, you can have this request as well. You have a lot of KYC requests from your bank, and they'll say, I need a passport copy and page 3 of that. So you can put in instructions as well for your signature signatories as well. So you can ask for a passport copy, driving license, SingPass number, and you can say, I need a copy of that. So they can attach it as part of the signature process as well. So they can do that too. Now, there are features out here like enable signer reassignment. Take an example. If I enable this, Mehdi receives this document and says, hey, Akshat, this invoice value is more than $50,000. I cannot sign it. My boss needs to sign it. So she can reassign this document for the signature to her boss. And all this transaction will be tracked on the audit trail itself. There's one more option out here for set signing order. That means Mehdi needs to sign first. If there's a requirement like that, or Akshat needs to sign first, you can drag and drop and say, hey, Akshat, you need to sign first. Then it goes to Mehdi, then it goes to Anthony, then it goes to Glad. So you can definitely have the signing order as well as part of the process. Excuse me. So we're done with step 2. Let's go to step 3, where we are telling HelloSign where I need the signature. So I'm dropping a signature from left-hand side section, which is an easy pane. Excuse me. And date sign is on the left-hand side section again. If I need to change the date format, I can easily do this because I know in Asia it's DDMM format. I can easily do that. So this section belongs to me. You can see it, but the right-hand side section will belong to my colleague, Mehdi, out here itself. So I can change it from this dropdown and assign it to Mehdi. Very easy. That's the way we differentiate. The color coding is the standard, and this is how we differentiate which section belongs to whom. So Ricoh Singapore section belongs to Mehdi, and the left section belongs to Akshat. Now, take an example if you have a requirement of a checkbox. So you can have a checkbox requirement, and you can say, hey, I have a requirement that if this checkbox is selected, then put a conditional rule of that show me this box. So you can definitely have that too. Take an example, if you're a resident of Singapore and you want your signatory to sign this checkbox, and once they sign this, then only this box will appear, and this box will take a SingPass number as an input. So you can do that as well. So we do support that. So if you have that requirement, we can definitely support that too. I will enable that as part of the demo. So this will be assigned to Akshat as well as this section. So we will see that as part of the demo itself. Very simple. We're done with third step. let's quickly jump onto the last step, which is reviewing this document. And right now the signers are two, Akshat and Mehdi, and we can also have a CC copy. That means I can just say that legal@, hellosign.com. So once the document is signed, they will actually receive the document once both parties have signed. So I will just put in NDA demo for Ricoh, and that's the way you define it. This is my subject line. Anything which is document title, this is a subject line. This is how you're going to receive the email in the subject line. Plus, I will say, hi team, please review and sign. This is the body of the email. When you receive the email, this is the subject line. This is the body of the email. This is the subject line right here. So you can always customize it. You can always go back to your template and redefine it. That's totally doable. This is all in the settings. So let me click on send for signatures. Boom, it's all gone. Within 20 seconds, I will receive the document. And in the left-hand side section, right here in the document section, I can look at it. I mean, what is the status of this document? So this document has already gone out. It's been assigned to Akshat as well as Mehdi, and you can see nobody has signed yet. But let's quickly go back and see what are the settings out here. When you receive the document, you can do a lot of customization for your customers or for your company itself. If you're sending it to your employees or your end customers, it doesn't really matter, because all this customization will bring in personalization for you as well as for your company. So I have used a company branding as a Ricoh, and so this is for Singapore, and they do have a tagline. I have put in a tagline as well. Plus, I will say this is a support team which is sending this email. Plus, I've also added a signature. Plus, I have also added one very interesting thing. Once the document has been signed by both the parties, which is right here, I've enabled this feature. If both the parties sign the document, it will lead me to a URL. In this case, I have put in Ricoh's Singapore email URL. So take an example. This is a very interesting feature because a lot of customers have been using it out there in Asia. Take an example, if they have signed the invoice and you want to take the feedback for the entire experience of engagement with you. You can put a Google review or your feedback form or your company URL where you take the feedback from the customers. You can put in the URL out there. Once they sign it, you can directly route them directly to that feedback page where they can sign this and give you some feedback as well. So it is a really, really good process to take all these feedback from the end customers. So let me go back to my different account, which is right here. And I'll see I have received an email from here. It says Ricoh support. Again, can be customized. It could be any name. I have just mentioned as Ricoh support. I do have a branding logo out here. I do have a tagline, as well as my signature has been changed. Plus, this is the body of the email. So everything is customizable on the screen. What you see, this is very, very helpful, especially when you identify if it is coming from your specific company or from a user. It's super helpful. As you see, Mehdi has already signed it. And I'm going to go ahead and use my trackpad. So there are 3 ways to sign it: trackpad, or you can just put in your name out here, or you can just say, you know what, take a picture and upload it. I like that way. So you can definitely do that. I'm going to use my trackpad to sign this. Easily done. And I'm going to say checkbox right here. If you see, if I do a checkbox, it says SingPass number. My SingPass number is 123456. You can do that. And once you're done, it will tell you all the fields have been completed. Why don't you continue? So I just clicked on continue and I agree to terms and condition. It's all done. Now you'll see this will automatically route you to a URL. So you can route them to Google reviews for all those feedback which comes in from different customers. So let's quickly go back to my document section and look at the document has been signed or not. The status should have changed from out to signature to completed, and it's done right here. So sign. Let's quickly go ahead and preview the document. Previewing the document will tell you both the parties have signed. This is the final agreement. It does have a document ID, which is unique in itself. Plus, this is the audit trail. Audit trail is one thing where all the transaction logs are covered. Mehdi did touch upon this topic. I did touch upon this topic. This is the most important piece out there when it comes to the legality of the e-signatures, because it has document ID. It has all the transactions, who has sent it, who signed it, what was the IP address, what was the date, what was the timestamp. all those details. If you have authenticated through a OTP, it will also give you that transaction. If it's been reassigned, it will give you that transaction as well. So super important document, and there are multiple ways to segregate this document as well if there's any need out there. Now, let me quickly jump on to other features like templates. Template is, again, a very useful feature. Set it up once, use it again and again. Very good example, use it repeatedly. So very good example is NDA. NDA content does not change. It can be used again and again because the recipient changes, but the NDA does not change very frequently. Same thing with offer letter. Your recipients of employees changes every time, but not the content. So you can always change that recipient and you can use templates for that. So we'll set it up once and use it again and again. Plus, we do have very good feature out here called as bulk send. Take an example, if you want to reach out to multiple people at the same time, a compliance document is a very good example. You want to reach out to 250 people at once for the signing a compliance agreement, you can do that using bulk send. Just put in their name and the email address into a CSV file, upload the CSV file, use the template out there and send it out to 250 people. So in short, bulk send does support 250 people outreach at once. So that's another feature. Plus, we have out-of-box integration, which are available Dropbox, Google Drive, Microsoft Microsoft Word as well. So you can leverage Microsoft Word to send those documents directly as well. So we have a very good integration with Microsoft Suite, OneDrive, Word, SharePoint 2, which is coming up soon. So it is super, super helpful for all those customers. Taking a pause here, if you have any questions, please put it out there in your Q&A section, and we will be happy to answer that. Not to forget, we do have different kind of plans, but on both the plans, if you go for a per seat model, we do support unlimited signature signing. So, all right, so moving on to next screen, over to you, Glad. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashad. Wow, it's a very, very impressive solution. 250 people to sign. That's a lot. Right. I'm sure everybody at this point in time, you capture all the demo capabilities of HelloSign. To test everybody's attention, let me just share with you the quiz. There are 5 questions. Each correct answer comes with a $50 CapitaLand e-voucher. There are only 5 unique winners, meaning to say if you get the earlier question right, you will not be allowed to win the rest of the questions. However, having said that, please attempt all because you do not know. Yeah. We will announce the winners only after this session. We will email you if you got the prize. And so, are you ready? Let me see where it is. Okay. The time starts now. It's only 1 second. Time starts now.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Right, I hope you all had fun. Thumbs up, adrenaline rush. Okay, I shall now end the poll. And I shall invite Ashad to explain on the answers.
Yes. So thanks, Scott. And this is great. I was not expecting so many great answers. I'm glad that we have the right answers. Let me reiterate those questions and answers. So first question was, which document has comprehensive transaction trail between signing parties? So yes, 74% said audit trails. I did reiterate this again and again, and I'm glad that you actually got the answer right. Those who did not get it, you can go on, hop onto HelloSign. It'll really help you out, and you'll get that very, very easily. Second question, how many SKUs available? So there are 3 SKUs available, and most of the people, I'll say 30% was a fair answer. So yeah, great. API, by the way, API is one, second one is web app, third one is for Salesforce. Those are the 3 SKUs. Third question, how many documents customer can send if they buy per seat plan? It is unlimited. So this is a very unique selling point. Yes, if you buy a couple of seats, 4 or 5 seats, you can go for unlimited document sending. So there's absolutely no count. If you use bulk send, you can reach out to 250 people at once. It will still take it from unlimited quota. So it doesn't really, doesn't really impact your total quota of the signatures. So fourth question, what is the name of the feature? Set it up once and use it again and again. Templates, yes, it's a beautiful feature. I really like it personally because you can use it again and again. You don't have to drag and drop every time. Just do it once and use it again and again. So amazing feature. How many people can receive document using bulk send feature? Yes, 250 people. Wow, 78% people answered that question. So I'm glad. Thank you so much. And if you have any specific questions, feel free to ask me in the Q&A section. And I believe we do have a few questions out here. So I'll answer them one by one.
Okay, before we go into Q&A, I hope all of you had fun. So we shall invite all the panelists to come on board. So the first questions, yes, I think we have quite a number of questions that is popping up. From Paul, hi, would like to ask if HelloSign has a Singapore branch that provides support and assistance during office hours. Also, would like to check that if HelloSign has the same retention policy as Dropbox and if the server is located in Singapore. Thank you. Ashad or Mehdi, if you want to.
I will take that question. The question is around the Singapore branch. Yes, so Mehdi is actually from Singapore office, but to answer in question with respect to support, we don't have support in Singapore at this point of time. It's supported by our global team, which is distributed US, Europe, and other regions. So it's supported at that level. So answering the second part of the question about data retention. So right now we do support 6 countries, and those countries are US, Japan, Canada, Australia. We do have Germany, France as a backup. So UK as well. So those are the countries supported for data retention. So we call it as data residency as well. So to answer your question, no, we don't have it in Singapore. So those are countries you have to choose from. Moving on to the next question. Yeah.
I just want to add on that because I'm based in Singapore. So the support, because probably the support in terms of presence, or you have to submit a support ticket and this, right? So yeah, I'm the key contact person for Singapore, HelloSign Singapore. For the support, right? I just also want to highlight if we talk about the support. HelloSign doesn't also charge you. I think this is also very important. There's no additional cost or hidden cost for you. You just need to pay for the license, subscribe only for the license with unlimited request for signature without any, you can have the support at no cost, okay? Because we are a cloud solution, all this, through online or email or chat, and our support will come back to you within 24 hours. All right?
All right.
I hope
that's a great point. Thank you so much, Mehdi.
Thank you,
yes,
Mehdi.
we are free. So.
Okay, so second question. How does HelloSign integrate into Dropbox? Do documents on Dropbox stay on Dropbox without being transferred into another server for the signing process?
So yeah, I'll take the question again. So May.
It sounds like we do have existing Dropbox customer like Daiichi. So do you want to share on how they will do that, or just explain? Because we have seamless integration with Dropbox to automate.
Yes, so we do have Yes, we do have a seamless integration with Dropbox. That means if you have document residing in Dropbox, you can select the document and send it out for signature directly. It will lead you to your account of HelloSign, and you can send it out for signature from there. That's one. Second is you can have an integration with Dropbox. That means once you start sending these documents from HelloSign, it will automatically reside into your folders of Dropbox. You don't have to do any manual sync or drop these files in Dropbox. Automatically the sync will happen time to time, and all your documents will reside within Dropbox itself. So you don't have to transfer that to another server as part of the signing process. I hope I answered the question. If you have a follow-up question, feel free to answer that.
Okay, due to time constraint, I will take on the last question. Don't worry, I know your questions are important. Our sales teams will come back to you with the questions after, answers to your questions after the webinar. So the last questions before we close the session: what is the difference between digital signature and e-signature?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting question, and people usually get confused. These are two different things. So HelloSign is an e-signature company, and digital signature is more like it's a type of e-signature that uses very specific technical implementation. Digital signature has a public key infrastructure. That means it uses a cryptographic technology, and it's widely used in a very regulated industries like government institutions and other places. But when it comes to e-signature, that's widely popular, and you will see many e-signatures out there who are using this platform. Again, they have a different kind of a digital seal. They have certificates out there. They're very much valid and applicable. But again, digital signature and e-signature, two different things.
All right. Thank you, Arshad. Right, we're coming to the end of the session. But before we end, I shall now invite Anthony to share with us the key takeaways from this webinar. Anthony, please.
Thank you, Gladys. Okay, it's time to look beyond COVID-19. How you need to transform your workflow for a new normal. Just when the global economy was at its inflection point, this COVID-19 crisis added several new dimensions for businesses to consider, even as they strive to realign and stay afloat. Today, as businesses restart and prepare for a rebound in a post-COVID-19 world, the demand for the right talent and workforce culture stand further exacerbated. Organizations will need to accordingly rethink their business model, capabilities, and workforce. The way we work and where we work has changed. One basic fact has not. The work still needs to get done. Leveraging on remote working tools can help keep your employees safe, connected, and engaged no matter where they are. The key area of focus when it comes to supporting your remote workforce is to ensure employees have access to the right tools, information, and systems. Here's a quick recap of today's session. Number one, kickstart digitization with an easy adoption digital e-signature tool with a fully legal, defensible audit trails. Second, lightweight, plug and play, and you're ready to go. Third, seamless implementation in less than 5 minutes. Today's webinar is an insight to Ricoh's process automation solution. We aim to help you streamline and accelerate critical processes for better efficiency and productivity. Do reach out to our sales consultants to find out more about HelloSign. With this, allow me to hand over the time to Gladys. Gladys, over to you.
Thank you to our panel speakers today, Anthony, Mehdi, and Arshad, for your sharing and providing invaluable insights to E-Signatory, your first step towards digitalization. And we want to thank all of you here, all our participants here today, for taking this time off to attend the webinar. To make this session even sweeter, here is a special deal. This is because you have attended and registered for the webinar. Are you ready? Okay, this is the time. Please grab your camera, grab a paper or pen, because what I'm going to capture next is a really very sweet deal. Yes, tada! It's 6 months free HelloSign subscription. Do these two things. Email corporate@ricoh.sg within 30 days from now, which is the due date is 20th of October, 1 month from now. With this promo code RSP09 process, RSP09 process to chope your free subscription today. Or you can just quickly snap on this QR code with the promo code RSP09 process. I hope you got that. Or if you didn't get any of it, just email corporate@ricoh.sg. We will attend to you. Building a digital workplace is more than simply adding a few devices and connecting them to the network. It requires a suite of smart office solutions with an ecosystem of data-driven hardware and software for creating an agile digital workspace. Do the things that matter. Let us help you harness information and transform it into an asset that drives business outcome. We will show you how you can take control of your workflow and processes today. Come and experience Ricoh Singapore office and let us take you on a live office tour of Ricoh Singapore's integrated digital workplace office. No longer will a person's job be defined by where they work. It will be defined by how they work. Email corporate@ricoh.sg to schedule your tour today. Lastly, we love to get your feedback because you really matters to us. Ricoh Singapore has a full suite of IT solutions that is customizable and scalable to your business requirements. We have categorized our business solutions under these 4 pillars: smart and safe workplace, remote worker, process automation, cloud, and IT infrastructure. So if there is any particular business solutions that interest you, do indicate in your submission. How should you register your interest? Once this Zoom webinar ends, there is this survey that will pop up in your browser, and it will only take you 1 minute of your time. We have come to the end of the webinar. Thank you. We love to stay connected with you. Check us out on Ricoh Singapore Facebook and LinkedIn. Like and follow us for more webinar updates, or simply be in the know for the latest tech trending content. So with this, we have come to the end of the session. We will have a monthly webinar session whereby we bring you relevant topics that is aligned and beyond today's tech trends. We look forward to receiving you in our next webinar, which is scheduled not in October, but it's in November the 3rd, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us. Till we next meet, stay safe. Catch you soon. Thank you, Ashad. Thank you, Maybe. Thank you, Anthony.
everyone. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Towards 2036, when Ricoh turns 100 years old, what we will keep providing is fulfillment through work. Fulfillment can be defined as the feeling of real achievement and self-development. By connecting humans and information, we have kept developing the power of communicating and generating new value. Ricoh's value proposition has been all about that thought. We introduced office automation in the 1970s. As people can work everywhere, Ricoh expands our field to workplaces, including front lines. Under empowering digital workplaces, we strive to improve efficiency and productivity. How will the environment surrounding working people change towards 2036? It will be a world where the borders of time and physical borders will disappear. In other words, time between on and off will be blurred, and a world full of workers empowered to achieve their potential by simply using their own talent. The values of those who work will depend on their creativity, demonstrated in the work that only humans can do. We will change customers' workplaces with digital technologies and enhance creativity. But the market hasn't seen such solutions yet. Imagine change. We imagine the future, how we achieve it, with what products and services, and start to change now. Everything is connected. New styles of working. You can work anytime, anywhere, with anybody. A solution for you. Enhancing the creativity of working people, which provides real achievement and self-development that leads to fulfillment. The world will change over time, but Ricoh will stay close to working people. Towards 2036, when Ricoh turns 100 years old and beyond, we will keep striving for fulfillment through work.